Hey Jaguar families, it's Miss Erin again. I am here to present to you guys a fine motor activity that I think every single one of you is going to be familiar with. It's strings and beads, or Cheerios and strings. So this is just a really easy activity. You guys probably already have all the materials. And some kids get really engaged in this activity. Like they will do strings and beads or strings and Cheerios for 20 plus minutes and they're not even trying to eat the Cheerios. So that's when you know they love it. This activity is really good for quiet morning, getting the day started. It's really good as a secondary activity while your child is watching a movie. Set a bowl of Cheerios and a string in front of them and just see if they'll mindlessly do it while they're watching the movie. But they're also building that finger strength that they're going to need for learning how to write and do all those other grown-up things that we're getting so much closer to. I think this activity can also be really helpful if you are working from home and your child is having a hard time respecting your boundaries. Keep it by your desk or the dining room table, wherever you're working. And if they come up to you and you're in the middle of a phone call or an email, just kind of gesture to it, say, oh, look, there's your activity. Play with that. When I'm done, I will come join you. And hopefully that will help them be engaged with something and not show negative behavior trying to get your attention, but it will help them develop the patience to wait for you to be ready for them. So what do we need to do? Strings and beads. A string is a great place to start. If you don't have yarn, you can use ribbon. Go through your Halloween and Christmas boxes. I'm sure you've got some ribbon. I think pipe cleaners are really good if your child is lacking a little bit in fine motor skills or they're just on the younger side of our classroom range. The pipe cleaners are just a little bit firmer. It's easier for them to manipulate and get the Cheerios or the beads onto the pipe cleaner. The other option that we have is like bamboo sticks like you would use in your kitchen. The ones that I brought home from school are a little bit wide, so very few of the Cheerios fit on them. This might work better if you have beads at home. At school, these toys typically come with like shoelaces to do beads on the shoelaces. So that is really easy to just tie a knot, or you tie a knot around one of the beads and keep them all from falling off. So when you present this to your friend, I think it would be great to encourage them, if you're using something edible, to string as many of the edible thing on here as they can before they eat it. But also, whether you're using like a cereal or if you're using beads, these are really great things to turn into a bracelet. If I have a pipe cleaner or a ribbon, I can just roll that over and all of a sudden I've got a bracelet to wear. Our kids are used to making them into necklaces. And that's a good way for them to transition from this fine motor activity into some sort of dramatic play, whether that's with you or a sibling. If they happen to make a lot of these and you have pets, maybe they can make a necklace for their cats and dogs or their stuffed animals. It's just a good way to combine the different learning domains that your child is developing and take it from this fine motor activity to other kinds of play. You may notice I have this blue tape on my pipe cleaner, and I also put it on the bamboo stick. That's just because those had sharp edges. Depending on your child and depending on what you're using, you're definitely going to want to cover the sharp edges. But two, it also keeps the Cheerios or the beads from slipping off the end of their string. If I had something more flimsy like this orange ribbon, I would just tie a knot. I might need to double knot it to keep the Cheerios or the beads from slipping off. Yeah, because my Cheerio fits over that. So I would double knot this ribbon. If your child is able to do this pipe cleaner super easily, then it's time that we move to the string or a ribbon if you have that available. These are much flimsier, so like even I have to be careful when I'm putting the Cheerio on the ribbon. I have to fold it in half to get it through. That just gives your child more opportunity to think about what they're doing, how they're moving their fingers, how they're manipulating objects. So if your child is on the older age of like approaching 3.5, or they just have really good fine motor skills that you have observed, go ahead and try that with the string and the ribbon and give them that challenge. Last note, my Jaguar children, if you're watching this, we do not eat the beads. We eat the Cheerios if the grown-ups tell us that that's okay. Grown-ups in charge of my Jaguar friends, just keep an eye on them if they are using something that's not food. And if there is food, make sure they understand that, like, when this bowl of Cheerios is empty, there's no more until the next snack time or meal time. So if they enjoy the activity, stress to them that they should play as much as they want to play with this activity before they eat. And then it provides a great snack. So I hope you guys enjoy this activity, and I've got another one or two that I'm hoping to get put today.